Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I welcome to my video number 210, and in this video I am going to focus on the use of dummy variables in multiple regression analysis. Let me start with the multiple regression model which is given here. Here is how we define dummy variable. Dummy variable is a variable which takes the value of 1 for the presence of a particular characteristic and 0 for the absence of that characteristic. And examples are gender. For example, we can code male as 1 and 0 otherwise. Similarly, we can also code south as 1 and other region as 0. These variables are also called binary variables for obvious reasons. Usually they take 1 and 0 values. A dummy independent variable. Consider a simple model with one continuous variable and one dummy variable. And here is the model: y is equal to beta naught plus sigma naught d plus beta 1 x plus mu. Here y is the dependent variable, that is a continuous variable. Beta naught is the intercept. Sigma naught is the coefficient of the dummy variable, and beta 1 is the coefficient of the continuous variable x. U is the error term. And this can be interpreted as an intercept shift model. If d is equal to 0, then y is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 x plus u. And if d is equal to 1, then y is equal to beta naught plus sigma naught plus beta 1 x plus u. So the dummy variable basically shifts the intercept. Here in this graph you can see, in this diagram you can see, if d is equal to 0, then this is the regression line where y is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 x, and if d is equal to 1, then the intercept is shifted from beta naught to beta naught plus sigma naught. So beta naught plus sigma naught is the intercept now, and x is the continuous variable in both the cases. So this dummy independent variable shifts the intercept from beta naught to beta naught plus sigma naught. And this is the example of when sigma naught is positive. If it is negative, then the intercept will be shifted downward. Dummies for multiple categories. We can use dummy variables to control for something with multiple categories. Assume everyone in your data is either high school dropout or high school graduate only or college grad. So there are three categories. To compare high school and college graduates to high school dropouts, we will include two dummy variables. And in this case, high school grade is equal to 1 if HS grade only, 0 otherwise, and college grade is equal to 1 if college graduate and 0 otherwise. So the rule of thumb is that if there are n categories, then there will be n minus 1 dummies. Otherwise, we will face dummy variable trap. Any categorical variable can be turned into a set of dummy variables. Because the base group is represented by the intercept, if there are n categories, there should be n minus 1 dummy variables. So keep this in mind. This is very important. If you have n categories and n dummy variables, then you will be trapped in a dummy variable trap case, and that is the case of perfect multicollinearity. So either you will have to suppress the intercept term, or you will use n minus 1 dummy variables. If there are a lot of categories, it may make sense to group some together. And examples are top 10 ranking and then 11 to 25, etc. A dummy variable can also be used in interaction. Interacting dummy variable is like subdividing the group. For example, if you have dummies for male as well as high school graduate and college graduate, then add male times high school graduate and male times college graduate for a total of 5 dummy variables. So there are 6 categories, and we will use 5 dummy variables. And the base case would be female high school dropouts. High school grade is for female high school grades. Call grade is for female college grades. The interaction reflects male male high school grades and male college graduates. And formally, the model will take this form: y is equal to beta naught plus sigma 1 male plus sigma 2 high school graduate plus sigma 3 college graduate plus sigma 4 male times high school graduate plus sigma 5 male times college graduate plus beta 1 x plus mu. Then, for example, if male is equal to 0 and high school grade is equal to 0 and college grade is equal to 0, then we have this model. If male is 0, if the male dummy is equal to 0 and high school grade is equal to 1 and college grade is equal to 0, then the model will be of this form. If male is 1, high school grade is 0 and college grade is 1, then the model will take this form. Other interactions with dummy variables. We can also consider interacting a dummy variable d with a continuous variable x. And it will look like this: y is equal to beta naught sigma 1d plus beta 1 x plus sigma 2 d times x plus u. If d is equal to 0, then y is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 x plus u. If d is equal to 1, then y is equal to beta 1 plus sigma 1 plus beta 1 plus sigma 2 into x plus u. And this is interpreted as a change in the slope. So there may be change in the intercept as well as change in the slope. And in this diagram you see, if d is equal to 0, so we have this case, and if d is equal to 1, then we have this regression. So here the intercept is changed and the slope is also changed. Testing for differences across groups. In order to test whether a regression function is different from one group versus another, can be thought of as simply testing for joint significance of the dummy and its interactions with all other x variables. So we can estimate the model with all interactions and without and form an F statistic, but this could be unwidely the Chow test. And the Chow test turns out you can compute the proper F statistic without running the unrestricted model with interactions with all k continuous variable. If we run the restricted model for group 1 and get SSR1, then for group 2 and get SSR2, so in that case F is equal to SSR minus SSR1 plus SSR2 whole divided by SSR1 plus SSR2 times n minus 2 into k plus 1 divided by k plus 1. The Chow test is really just a simple F test for exclusion restrictions, but we have realized that SSR for unrestricted model is equal to SSR1 plus SSR2. And we must note that we have k plus 1 restrictions, each of the slope coefficients and the intercept. We may note the unrestricted model would estimate two different intercepts and two different slope coefficients. So the degree of freedom is n minus 2 k minus 2. Let me also talk about linear probability model. Let us suppose we have probability of y is equal to 1 given x, and that is equal to expected value of y given x when y is a binary dummy variable. So we can write our model as this. So the interpretation of beta j is the change in the probability of success when xj changes. The predicted y is the predicted probability of success. However, the potential problem that can be outside 0 and 1. Even without predictions outside 0 and 1, we may estimate effects that imply a change in x changes the probability by more than +1 or -1. So best to use changes near mean. This model will violate assumptions of homoscedasticity, so it will affect inference. And despite drawbacks, it's usually good to place to start when y is binary. A typical use of a dummy variable is when we are looking for a program effect. For example, we may have individuals that received job training or welfare, etc. We need to remember that usually individuals choose whether to participate in a program, which may lead to a self-selection problem. Now, what is self-selection problem? If we control for everything that is correlated with both participation and the outcome of interest, then it is not a problem. More often, though, there are unobservables that are correlated with participation, and in this case, the estimate of the program effect is biased, and we don't want to set policy based on it. So it must be kept in mind. This is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is about the use of dummy variables in multiple regression. These play a very important role in estimation. I hope it was interesting enough for you. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel Research Made Easy with Himi Khan, kindly subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to click on the bell icon so that you can get notification about other important and sensational videos that I will upload for you. I thank you very much for liking and sharing this video with other friends and colleagues. See you in another